The sanctuary is really in the trenches, doing the hard work, the heavy lifting, and that's why I love it so much. It's a place like this over in Buffalo that initially inspired me to get involved in this kind of work. And there's a lot of young people here from the neighborhood, from around the city, and a lot of adults here who have really been sustained by this place. Okay, so for each course for the meal tonight, I'm going to blow a fanfare on the horn, and then our servers will come out with a procession of amazing local food. This is actually a freegan dinner. All the food, all the drink that you have here tonight was donated or sourced in another way.
I think there's something really revolting happening here tonight.
What is happening? Community gathering and people enjoying each other. We're about to see an incredible film by amazing activists, so I'm excited.
Our next course is pickled herring, sourced from the Post and Kill Creek.
I want to try the herring.
It's clearly insanity. That's all I can say. More on this later.
You got your tie back on.
This is an awesome event, and I just love the tie-back jumpsuits.
All the restaurants in town where they should wear hazmat suits.
I have no idea what's happening.
Every year in the spring, tens of thousands of herring come to the Post and Kill Creek and swim up there to spawn. These particular herring were caught in a very traditional way. I was actually taught how to catch them by a guy by the name of Git's Crazy Boy, who you're going to see in the movie. He's actually from the Athabasca River Basin, way up in northern Canada. But he's a youth educator, and he's First Nations. He's an indigenous guy. And he went and did a training with some Mohawks, and they taught him how to do the human weir. It's basically like a funnel that you would build in a river in order to catch fish, so that you restrict the flow of the river to a narrow passage, and then you catch fish when they get there. You get down on your hands and knees with your bottom facing downstream, right? And you keep your legs wide and your hands narrow, and it's kind of like a yoga pose. You're doing this, but in the water, right? And so the fish, they swim through your legs, and then they swim right into your hands, and then you catch them, and you take them, still flopping, and you bring them and you cut them up and pickle them, which is what we've done for you here tonight. So we have these herring that were hand caught here in the Post and Kill Creek, and they're being served tonight on a shim. So we went to a construction site, and we found that they had discarded a bunch of shims that you use for like leveling a doorway, and so. I looked up on the internet, and they're very popular right now. All these places, like the new restaurants and stuff, are putting them on the walls as a kind of wall surface. So this is taking it a step further.
This is a shim. Shim is used for stabilizing, and we are using them as plates.
So this is the real thing.
We're having a splendid evening at the Sanctuary for Independent Media, eating a wonderful dinner with one of the Yes Men.
I've been spending a lot of time up in the hills in Grafton, and I mentioned that we were doing this thing, and they said, well, we could get you some game. And I said, okay. And so they produced 2 turkeys. Anyway, I asked how they caught the turkeys. They're recovering an old tradition where you take a limb that's split in the middle, and you hold it open and you stand still for a very long time, and you put a little bit of bait underneath. And when a turkey comes, you let it actually snap on the turkey. So it's very personal. So they feel like they get to know each of the birds, and so they go through it's extremely emotional for the hunter. And so he actually decided he couldn't come tonight. I was going to introduce you to him personally so that you could thank him or whatever. But anyway, so it's wild turkey from the hills here in the northern Berkshires.
This is a turkey plate.
Salad serving.
Give a good, on the vegetarian ones, give a good pile of that stuff. All right, keep it coming, keep it coming. We gotta move.
I feel myself falling off the vegetarian.
One last thing, garnish on top of that. There you go.
Okay, a couple late arrivals.
Oh yeah, you're hungry, huh?
We're like, yay, you got food. And then they're like, yay, I got food.
That was an amazing meal.
Delicious. It's superb. It's gourmet. It's the future.
That's tender for a while.
I like bringing it to the person and seeing their face because I like food.
Wonderful, wonderful chance to get together and celebrate this great place, eat some wonderful food, and understand more about just where our food comes from.
It's all so yummy, and it's wonderful to have the community here.
Everything was great, but everything tastes better when you eat it with people you haven't met before at a common table, which needs to happen more often everywhere.
We like that the sanctuary is somewhere where you can just jump in and start serving.
I really like it because like I never served before and like I'm kind of shy to new people, so it's kind of helping me.
It was spectacular. Thank you. You sustain us.
Power to the peaceful.